Alright, welcome to some weird video, which is just telling you guys about probably the strangest thing that's ever happened to me. So, to make a long story kind of short, yes, my school was doing a mock trial. And for the mock trial, we had to go to another building. We were holding in a different building, and we were holding it specifically in the Hall of Maxima, which is, for those who don't know, it's this gigantic hall that surrounds a university campus. But it's a specific university campus that I'm not saying just for reasons. You know, I got good reasons not to. But anyway, so we had to do a mock trial there. The trial itself is called The People vs. Jackie Jones. It's really interesting because it's really strange, and depending on how you play your case, really depends on how the trial goes. So that's fun. My class was the defense. So my class is called Nova. We got to name our classes for school. Yeah, we're not confident we won. Even though we did well, like our story itself actually wasn't full of holes like the other side was. We're still not confident we could beat them. And we have our reasons for that. We're generally not very confident people anyway. Still, we're pretty sure we lost. We are very, very sure we lost, actually. And that's mainly because, again, you know, you've got these crazy people, you have us, and we're not very high confident people anyway. And then you've got sort of the realization that the other class, they're gonna beat you. And did they? Probably were. Yeah, we'd say so. The main reason, again, is we're just very, very low self-esteem individuals. But, I mean, we did well. On our side of the story, we were playing the defense of Jackie Jones. And, granted, the guy playing Jackie Jones kind of screwed himself up just a little bit. Because he gave the wrong speed he was driving, which, threw the other side for a bit of a loop. And that allowed them to use it against us. But you know what? It wasn't all terrible. Their side actually had a story. Their story, now here, was full of holes. As in, their surprise witness, because we were allowed to have them, the story didn't stick properly. Because the surprise witness's story was, she helped get Hillary Green. The lawsuit itself is about Hillary Green. She's a teenager. And she gets hit by a car by a man named Jackie Jones. Now, here's this thing. Usually you would think that it would be a very clear case. It's not. There are several things that make it an interesting case. And itself, that basically turn the whole story around. And it's really cool. And, yeah. It's totally worth it if you ever are going to do a mock trial. You should definitely do it. It's fun. Now, the strange part here is, what happened? And I'll tell you now. After the trial was done, again, our defense were pretty unconfident, and we're sure we screwed up. We decided to go to the main rest for lunch, like we were supposed to. The teacher said we could. So we do that. We all get our food, we sit down, I've got chip, I just bought some chips, which are about $1.80. My friend, French guy, he bought, I'm not saying his real name, but that's the name he chose, sort of. He works with the he's in the elementals. So, yeah. That's the explanation for the name. This is how it looks wrong, but I'm not gonna. Okay. That's the name he chose to be in the elementals, because you're not supposed to give your real name. You're supposed to just give, like, a username or something like that. And, like, what I did, I just put ISS 600 as my name in it, because I'm not about to put my real name on the internet. And I figured it's a good idea. So my friend French guy and I I'm eating chips. He's drinking his drink. He didn't really want anything to eat, and I was fine with that. My friend the Emerald Adventurer is sitting next to me, and like as I'm walking down with French guy to find a table, the Emerald Adventurer wants us to sit with him and about on other people. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna call. Let's see. Let me think. How about this? MTG and Guitar Hero. They're gonna kill me for that. But anyway, it's the best I can do. I don't know what else. I don't even know their usernames. So that's the best I got. Actually, I think I can do better than that, but I might as well. I'm gonna drop the seating plan. There we go. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. There's me. ISS 600. Give up my name just there. Then we have French guy. I don't know if there's spaces, but I forgot because I'm not about to pull out the whole name thing I wrote down. Okay, the Emerald. There's the Emerald Adventurer. Because it's so big, I'm just gonna do this. Just fix this quality. And there we go. Then, we'll do their initials. C is here. L is here. And D is here. And then the other two seats are for, Shaun the Dead, who's another person working on the elementals, so he's actually the element of Earth. And French guy is the element of Fate. So that's the name I was given by Shaun the Dead. Then we're gonna put he's also one of my friends, and he actually got over to the table a little later than that. So, there we go. And then we're gonna put there. You'll see why the 1, 2, 3s are a little relevant later. And then this person is just some random thing there. So, for quick explanation, Emerald Adventurer wants me and French guy to sit down next to him, here and here. So, we sit there, we all talk, kind of. It's a bit difficult because we're sort of stuck like this. Well, this awkward thing, so yeah, it's a little difficult to talk to everyone, but we can't really talk across the table like that, but we still all talk to each other. And then, as we're talking, now the Emerald, you'll need to know this. This dude, 1, 2, 3, notices us, and he's just calmly eating a cheeseburger and notices us. Now, what he mainly notices is the Emerald Adventurer, who at the time was wearing a really, really fancy film studio getup. Like, if you watch the video that he posted, you can see he's wearing a tie, a hat, all that stuff. You know what, I might as well just tell you where the place is. We were at UCC, and the Hall of Max, and we were filming, and we had the thing in the Hall of Maxima. And it was really, really, really fun. Again, we're still not sure that we won. It doesn't matter. So, another thing is, because of the Emerald Adventure and how he was dressed, 1, 2, 3 kind of noticed and got a very odd impression. So he starts talking to us, explaining, asking us why we were here and all that stuff. And, now this dude, kind of weird. He had really scraggly white hair. And he, honest to goodness, looked kind of homeless. And when you know a little more about him, that does actually make a little sense. But no, he's not homeless as far as I know. So he notices us, he starts talking to us. Now, we can't hear him very easily. So we're all a little lost in conversation. The only ones who can clearly talk to him would be these dudes. So, Mitko B starts explaining what we were doing and talking about it. The Animal Adventurer starts, Shaun the Dead starts, and C kind of sits there listening. I try and explain what's happening, but it's hard for me to hear, so I kind of gave somewhat odd answers. He kept asking me what time it was, and I was telling him that it was done. It's a little complicated, but, yeah, so, then, Mitko B mentions that we were doing a mock trial about a car crash, and he tried to explain it. And then, as the conversation progresses, this happens. 1, 2, 3 goes over to C and asks, and, leans down next to him right here. As in, he's, right behind C. The only thing sticking out, the only thing that you could actually see from behind C of 1, 2, 3 was his body, of course, and his, right arm. But he was mostly behind him otherwise. So he then puts his elbow on the table and just says, you could use my car. And C asks, cart? And he says, car. And he says, we took the bus, which was true. We did take the bus, which was an absolute havoc because the bus driver thought that charged some of us as college students and some of us as normal students and some of us as kids. But for flip's sake, I can't even remember what I got charged with, but I know that C got charged with being a child. But I got an adult ticket. C's taller than me, as in definitely taller than me. I am 4 feet 11 and 1/4 of an inch. And then C's 5 feet 10, 5 feet 11, something like that. I mean, the guy he's actually the second tallest person in our class. The person playing Jackie Jones is the tallest. And he's about 6 feet. So C's up there at about 5'11", something like that. So C explains, we're on the bus, and he says, no, do you want my car, for your film? And he's, to crash into the Hall of Maxima. And, for film, something like that. And then it finally clicks for all of us. He doesn't, 1, 2, 3 here, doesn't know that we're filming thinks we're filming a movie about a mock trial. Not an actual mock trial for a school class. So he's basically offering his car to crash into the Hall of Maxima. Yeah, that was funny. And that's when it clicked for us and everyone else that this dude thinks we're filming. Then we explained that no, we're not. We're actually doing a school project. And he says that he's actually an actor. So he kind of shows us a little bit of acting stuff. And he gets very quiet as he's still behind C. Then all of a sudden, he bangs really loudly on the table and yells, you talking to me? Scared the crap out of C. And all of us too, a little bit. Now here's the thing. 1, 2, 3 is literally behind C. So, and this dude screamed loud. Everyone could hear it. So the dude got someone yelling in his ear and scared the crap out of him. So yeah, it was a bit weird and a little rough, but hey, whatever. It was funny. We all laughed it off in the end. So, we're all laughing at the incident, and as we talk and everything, and the dude then gets up and leaves. He puts on this yellow hat and then kind of talks to us and then leaves, and it was all fun and games. And then later, one of the staff came over in the main rest and asked us about it. We said that he was just joking. Turns out the dude's is actually a student there. And he's a very highly intelligent man, but he had a bit of a breakdown a few years ago, and now kind of hangs around the Hall of Maxima and main rest. So he looks kind of homely. He does look what you'd expect from someone who's homeless. Very, very messy, not super clean. I guess not clean. Well kept. His hair was everywhere. His beard was really scraggly, but he was a neat dude overall. Yeah. And then as we're kind of laughing off the incident, none of us actually knew that he was offering his car to crash into the Hall of Maxima, except for me. Because I know that everyone else just started, reacting with surprise or something. No one really caught on to that, which kind of makes sense since 1, 2, 3 here was being very vague about it. He was sort of talking and said, you could use my car. And he says, for your film. Something like that. He doesn't explicitly say to crash into the Hall of Maxima. But I did get that. So, as, like, we're explaining, I said, you know what was weird? You know what he was doing when he offered his car? And everyone else was like, I think it was, they were kind of acting with, what is he saying? And I said, if he thinks we're filming a movie about a car crash, he's offering his car. He was offering us his car to crash into the Hall of Maxima. And then we start laughing again. Because this dude offered us his car to crash into the Hall of Maxima for a film that we weren't even doing. And Emerald Adventure just pipes up and says, that's a lot of damage. And then says he's got to film that. So, he might film that soon. It's hilarious, though. And then I got up to go get something and take more vinegar for my chips, because I went up twice to do that. And then I went to another table of people who were in our school who were also doing the mock trial. It was entire year, second years. Or 9th graders, I think? Don't know. And they were sitting about here. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So, turns out they saw the whole incident. So, I told them about something about the incident. And I also mentioned the fact that he was offering his car to crash into the Hall of Maxima. So, yeah. It was absolutely hilarious that day, and that was totally worth it. 100% worth it. I mean, how many times a day do you just some random dude just walk up to you and then you get a conversation going, and then he reveals he's not only an actor, but he's offering his car to crash into the frickin' Hall of Maxima. Who does that? And that's really funny. Like, I mean, that was a great day. I mean, that was great. It was a good laugh for all of us. Turns out the dude actually does the soul acting thing and then banging on the table and yelling thing a lot. Which doesn't surprise me. That seems like a very typical, that seems like something he would do. I mean, we did meet him, but yeah, let's be honest here. He's definitely one of those people. Anyway, it was still fun. The mock trial results will be in a few days, so I might update you when those happen, if I can. But anyway, go check out the Emerald Adventure's newest video. I will link it down in the description. Watch the Emerald Adventure and subscribe to him. Subscribe to the Great Gamer, aka, I think the new name is Cullen Burke, something like that. Not totally sure. But subscribe to him. If you want to, you can subscribe to Hodgehog, but I don't personally recommend it too much. I know that sounds mean, because Hodgehog and I know each other, but yeah. I mean, I made this for the Emerald Adventure instead of Hodgehog. I even considered making Hodgehog something, but I just chose not to in the end, so I am a mean person. Oh well, rest in peace, Hodgehog. You will be missed. Rip in peace. Alexa, play Despacito. So sad. Play Despacito. Which reminds me, because of how big a meme Despacito is in our class, our Spanish teacher actually uses it as a way of getting us to do things. Like, one of her examples was, I think it was Cantante Despacito. So one of our classmates, and it was really funny. She's basically asking him if he sang Despacito. I think I got that right. I don't completely know. Can't remember exactly what she said, but it was funny as heck. And totally worth it. But yeah, it was great. The mock trial was amazing too. Like, you can't get anything better than that. The trial was the best. And granted, we may not win, but hey, at least we didn't have 100 or so holes in our stories that made no sense. Roasted! That's not really a roast, I know. But I mean, it's pretty good that we had a consistent story. So anyway, I have to go. Oh, next video is gonna be a quick tutorial for some people who are struggling to download bases on DeviantArt. And the video after that is going to be an in-depth explanation of a sort of my roleplay in Minecraft. So, keep an eye out for that. Goodbye, humans. I just forgot I have to end the video by doing this. Alright, later.